Hey, yo, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you guys for stopping by the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel tonight. Getting all situated here. Here we go. Welcome in. I hope you guys have seen Chicken Man at this point. If not, definitely go give it a watch. And then come on back, and we're going to be talking about it all night. It's going to be a very good time. But welcome in, fellas. Welcome in, welcome in. I see some cool people in the chat. We got Alex Narnia of Asian. What's up? Are you excited for the new Chronicles of Narnia? I imagine. What's up, fella? Why should I be invested in Scream 7 if it's just going to rip off the Scream 5 plot? Well, hopefully it does something more. We got to hope that these movies are going to rock. King Matthew III, my liege, how are you, my friend? Welcome in. Saying, is it possible that Ray gets killed in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer? I know we got an update for that. I'm definitely excited to get into that at some point. It's going to be fun. I still got to see that video of that got posted today. So I'll do some sort of update in the future. Tonight we are talking Chicken Man, though. I got some guests hanging out behind the stage here, so I'm going to just say hi to a few folks and bring everybody in. Wild Boy Movies is saying editing my Chicken Man review should be up tomorrow morning. Good. Awesome, dude. I appreciate that a bunch. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kyle Gordon is with us, too, saying, good evening, Jake. I sure enjoyed your short film. Can't wait to see more from you in the future. Did the reporter lady actually die in the pool? My take is, that's what your take is? That maybe she's not dead. Well, I don't know. We're definitely going to get into some feature talk tonight because, the goal is we would love to do a big feature film out of this idea. So we're definitely going to get into some of that. I'm hyped for it. Have a good weekend. Thank you. You too, my friend. Thanks for being here. Reign of Horror saying good evening. Good evening. Alexis Sekulik, thanks for being a member. Squid Game Season 3 coming in 2025. It's exciting. We just got Season 2. Slasher Critic, what's up? Welcome in. RJ Skarenki's here too. Splattercast, what's up, guys? Yo. Barb is with us as well, saying, ooh, I need to check it out. Go check it out. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of your time. Nothing too crazy. And I would appreciate it, of course. But welcome in, everybody. I see some more folks hanging out with us, shot by shot. My mom thinks, don't do that. don't be doing none of that. The Terrifier films are fun, though. Just Jaden is saying, question, what came first, the chicken or the man? Who came out of that egg? Was it a chicken or a man? That really is the question now. I love that. Were you high filming Chicken Man? I hope not. Was it that bad? Jesus, was it that bad? Riley Murray is saying Chicken Man was pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. I hope you get the feature film. Keep it up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rave reviews from the Peanut Gallery. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got some fun folks coming on to talk some poultry. First of all, we have the writer and assistant director hanging out with us backstage here, Connor Caligaris. What's up, fella?
Hello. I'm ready to talk. Talk poultry?
Talk poultry, yeah. We're talking all about the Chicken Man.
All right, I'm down. Let's do it.
Rock on. Connor, you co-wrote this with me as well as you were the first assistant director here, but you also voiced the little boy in the short. Do you want to talk a little bit about that while I bring on Darjan here?
Yeah, sure. So that idea was we were always going to voice over the little boy who's played by your nephew Troy, who, by the way, killed it. He's amazing in that. And so I think it was just like a last spur of the moment decision. Like, hey, Connor, do you just want to do a voice for this, this little ghost boy? I'm like, all right. So we just came up with something on the spot, did a few takes, and then we're like, oh, sounds good. We're happy with it. And your sister Amber Yukam ran sound design for this. Amazing. Put some reverb and some sound effects over my voice, so it sounds not the voice that should come out of that 10-year-old kid. That's not a voice you may hear out of that 10-year-old kid. No,
definitely not.
Yeah,
but I love that. I like that you and Darjan, who plays Carl in the film. What's up, Darjan? How's it going?
What's up?
Both of you, I love how both of you guys have your character names in the StreamYard thing. It's great. It's awesome. So Darjan just
oh wow, the black guy. I forgot to change that.
Yeah. I noticed that. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay. Damn.
That was from the last time we streamed, so that's why.
That's perfect, man. Darjan, how you doing tonight, though, dude?
I'm good. The movie is released, which is great. I was able to watch it earlier today, and I actually showed my students the movie in class, which was really cool to be like, hey, I do this for a living, and they were disgusted.
That's good.
But they were also super amazed that we were able to pull this off in the short time that we were able to pull it off with. So yeah, I feel good. I feel great.
Good, dude. How does playing someone like Carl differ from your other role as the Big Lots big deal dad?
Very different. Very different. The difference between a commercial and obviously film is that in a commercial, sure, I have a character, but when I tell you, it is like the easiest lines. It is the easiest. You've got to remember that you are selling cat food. That's pretty much the objective there. But when you're doing a horror movie, it's a lot different. And a lot of things you discover kind of in the moment, a lot of things you discover kind of as you talk to the director or even the villain themselves, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Because why are you stealing something that's mine? I don't want to. This is like a spoiler talk, right? Like I can.
Yeah, we're talking
okay,
spoilers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, go watch it. It's 10 minutes. Go watch it. Leave, come back, and then you can listen to the spoilers. But yeah, it's really interesting to kind of dive deep into. Okay, well, there's a slasher that's wearing a chicken mask that also has the supernatural element to it that also wants my child. And I think that was just more fun than selling cat food. So
well, cool. Well, good. I hope it is. I hope it's a little more fun than cat food, chicken man. But yeah. Something I wanted to get into tonight, obviously, is talking about where we would want to go with this concept. But just to talk a little bit about the short itself, just what's something that's just your favorite? Do you have a favorite element of it? Do you have a favorite part? Connor, we'll start with you, and then we'll just kind of go around the room here.
I mean, I just was watching it back today. Was watching the full film completed the way it is. Just seeing all that work that, not just myself and yourself and Darjan and everyone else who worked on this, but just seeing that come to life and just, up for people to see. And it's makes me really proud of all the work we put into that. My favorite sequence of Chicken Man is, I think the hot tub sequence would be my favorite. Simply, I think because you were on screen, Jake, a lot of the time, and that was when the agreement was when Jake's on screen, I'm kind of directing, writing things, and when he's not on screen, he's writing things. So that's kind of the first. We did 2 shoot days for Chicken Man. We did one weekend and the next weekend. The first weekend, that was the first time I was fully directing a scene. So just kind of making things set up, and I really got to learn a lot from this shoot about how sets work and how to run certain things, and just kind of having that freedom. And obviously, you're following a script and a shot list, and I had the experts there to be like, hey, let's just do this and do that. But just kind of having that freedom to instruct and watch a scene that I helped write come to life was just, I don't know. It just I'm making something that people are going to look back on. It's a crazy feeling to watch that come to life now. But just having that creative freedom, just to kind of make your dream come to reality. It's just, I don't know. It was really something else to do that.
Oh yeah. No, it was super fun because we'd been talking about this since fall of 2023. Darjan, I think I had even brought it up to you a few times.
Yeah.
Where I'm dude, I want to do some kind of slasher thing. Terrifier's huge now. I want to have some kind of slasher villain as a contender in this conversation here. So that was definitely something that was at the front of my mind through making all of this. But Darjan, do you have a favorite part to Chicken Man at all?
Honestly, there's a lot I can say. I just remember the earlier process when, you guys were writing the script and you would come to my apartment and be like, so here's what we're thinking. And I would just be so confused and not know what the hell's going on. But, I was for it because it's just these guys, they just always think of something crazy and insane to put in these films. And it's just, always fun to see it come together. So I would say, at least for me, my favorite part was even though it was at 3 o'clock in the morning, it probably have to be the bloody kitchen scene, the cheese grater scene. I mean, you as an actor and someone who loves horror, you just have these goals in life that you want. And ever since watching like Evil Dead 2013, I'm like, I want to be drenched in blood. And you guys provided that for me, and I've never had that happen before. So now it's like, okay, now that I've been drenched in blood, I want to be drenched in blood for a longer amount of time. So I would say that because it's just funny when you're looking your friends in the face and one of them's like cheese grating this prosthetic eye on your face, and the other one's just like squirt bottling blood on your face. Like, it's so hilarious to like have that happen to you, and then also like scream at the top of your lungs at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just something so funny about that, but so cool, you know?
Well, we can't forget about the blood spray that Connor was doing. We can't forget about how I told him to aim at the fridge, and he decided to shoot at the blinds instead. We can't we can't leave that out of the conversation, fellas. I don't know about you, but
no, I mean it was so funny, just like being all bloodied up, going to this bathroom, and Jake being like, "Yeah, you can just shower," and I'm just looking like, how? After I shower, I just come downstairs, and this kitchen, it's just like covered in blood. And I feel bad because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all. It's 4 o'clock, and Jake's like, "Just go home, man. We'll clean it up. We'll clean up all this blood." And like, you're still finding blood in your house to this day, aren't you?
We unfortunately, yeah. My parents are like, "Dude, we're still finding blood in that fucking refrigerator." So like, yeah, we got done because we had lost a mic. Which, Darjan, I don't know if I told you about this or not, but we found it in the couch recently.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, because we were gonna like stop before we got to that part, right? Like we were gonna just come back, and do that because we couldn't find the mic, and then we were able to figure it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
it was in the couch. That's funny.
We lost the boom mic. We had dug through this couch for maybe like 2 hours, like looking around. We're like, it's here. Like we left it here after night one, and we couldn't find it. And lo and behold, maybe like 2 months ago, Connor and I are hanging out, and it's downstairs. Like it's somehow, I'm not sure how it happened, but the mic had gotten like pressed in to the couch, like it broke through some of the fabric. So we had to like, I was digging for something, looking around, and I stumble upon, I'm like, what is this? And I just yank the whole thing out. It's a $300 boom mic just hanging out in the fucking couch. But we had lost that. So we were already like delayed that night. And so we didn't kill you until like 3 a.m, Darjan. The plan was, it was only going to be like a 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 hours max shoot. And it ended up being like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the what you do as an actor, you know? But in the film too, you know, I've been on sets where it's like, this should only be an hour, bro. And then it's 5 hours later. And and now it's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And it's like, well, this is my job, you know? This is what we do. I'm here. Luckily, I didn't schedule 18,000 things that day. But yeah, I mean, like, it was totally fine. Like, I just was feeling bad because it was like the most stressed I think we've all been. We're all just like, like, what are we gonna do?
It was so much fun the first night. Like, I feel like we were we were on schedule. We were getting things done. It was
For
fun.
Sure.
Besides getting the cops called on us almost.
But that was funny.
That was crazy.
Well,
but almost, Connor. Thank you for making sure that didn't happen. But yeah, no. The first night went very well. We got most of it done, and then we're like, okay, we got to film the kill. You know, we got to film like the big kill right at the end here. We'll just do that tomorrow. And yeah, we just ended up going a different way, but we got it done. We made it happen, and we ruined my parents' kitchen. So I think all in all, pretty fun times were had.
For the better, might I ask. We did it for a good reason. Okay.
the blood spray that I can't get up off the ceiling definitely it adds to the room. I think it adds a lot.
I mean,
A lot of
whoever
character.
buys that house next is definitely going to think it's haunted. Just
Yeah.
let you know that.
Well,
How funny would it be if your parents just didn't explain what that blood was in the kitchen for the
no,
homeowners?
don't tell them. Just let them find it. See what happens.
Guess.
Leave the
Let 'em
fridge too. Yeah, leave the bloody fridge. The fridge that leaked blood.
Yes.
Speaking
The
of
next movie.
Yeah, we got the bloody fridge already. There
We
go.
got it. We got it.
Well, speaking of being haunted, fellas, we got Casper's eye socket saying, "What was the budget, lads?" So, well, it was a little over $2,000, right? We spent like $2,500, I want to say.
Around $2.5 grand, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah,
was
so
the budget.
So $2,500. I've had a lot of people asking me about what camera equipment, and I wish to God that I had got in contact with Connor Kasnick, who shot the film, to ask him, because I genuinely don't remember. It was some kind of Sony camera and like this bizarre Russian lens that made all those crazy lens flares that you can see in there. I'm still not 100% sure on what the model was, but I'll get some kind of update and put it in the video description or something over on the other channel. But I thought that was really cool. A lot of people were asking about what was the lens? What kind of camera did you guys use? That looks sick. So definitely a bit of a step up from a Red Right Hand, I think, right?
I do want to give, since he's not here, I do want to give Connor props, because just the way he shot that movie. There would be times where we would do a take of a scene, and then Connor would be like, "It looks good, but let me try this," and he'd come up with this crazy camera angle.
Yeah.
Especially when the scene in the back with Zeke and Troy are in the backyard. Connor was just playing around with different camera angles, and he got that really cool shot of you standing up when the mask back on. And you talked earlier about writing the film and what kind of tone you wanted to go for. Obviously your film's called Chicken Man. It's going to be a little goofy to it, but a little goofy, a little campiness, but something a little bit more, grounded in horror. And I think just that shot of you standing up at tilted camera kind of reminded me of the 60s Batman campy show. I don't know if you meant to do that, but I mean, that just the way Connor shot, and he got that crazy lens flare with Troy.
Yeah.
It just looks great. And, can't praise him enough for his camera work. He was really on his A game shooting this movie.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I was showing him storyboards, and he's like, "Well, let's do it this way. Let me try doing this," and it was so much better. I was like, "Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, let's do that instead."
Yeah,
You got it. Yep.
And Dylan from Splattercast got to join us for the first night, the fun night. So we were really thankful for his help there. And he's saying, as someone who's on set to help out, I can say nothing but wonderful things about Jake, Connor, and Darjan. Complete professionals, never once gave off the impression of stress or frustration. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you weren't there for night two, but but yeah, man. No, I'm just kidding. But no, thank you so much, Dylan, for your help driving all the way up.
Yeah.
Really does mean a lot. So thank you. But Darjan, did you how do you feel about, I know your kill's probably your favorite one. Do you like, I know we talk about weird little things we like about movies. Did you like the score that we were ended up doing there? I don't know if I've talked with you about that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I love music in movies. It's something that I've really gotten into recently. It's just movie scores, and I think that when a score is good, a score is good. When it fits the film, it's good. And I think that our score, it just helps bring in the seriousness of what we're trying to convey, but also the eeriness of what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Because this is a chicken man, but there's also a big pimple on his stomach, And so it's all these things that out of context from the movie, it would just be goofy as hell. And, Jordan Peele says it, best. The difference between comedy and horror is just the music. So I think that I think the music that we have is really fun. I think it keeps you engaged. I think that when it's getting to the spooky, scary shit, you're very much oh, there's that music. Yep, here we go. Something's about to happen. And then when it gets to the quietness of certain scenes, like when me and Allie are talking, you kind of almost are we're safe. Okay, cool. Nothing crazy gonna happen. but then that music starts ramping up. You're like, oh, here we go. Here we go, you know. So I enjoy our score. I think it's very fun.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah, we were really inspired by Zombie, right? What were you saying?
Yeah,
Connor?
and I remember when we were coming up with writing the movie, you had mentioned that you wanted an original score for whatever Chicken Man became. And I just think, again, it fits the vibe. It's like kind of throwback, 80s synth sound. And no credit that yourself, credit to Amber Yukam again, Greg Yukam. I mean, just three professionals. Just it sounds fantastic. That Chicken Man's got his own theme. The Ghost Boy has his own theme, and it's so much more detailed than you would think going into a short film like this, which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to have, obviously an entertaining film, but something, that's going on in the background here. And just little things like that, just having individual themes and this kind of like low sounding, deep bassy synth sound in the background. Especially with Eric's kill in the beginning. I love the way that sounds. And again, credit to you three guys. You really killed it with that.
For sure.
Well, thank you. No, I really do appreciate it. I just have always loved Zombie from 1979. I don't know if you guys, Connor, I know you and I have watched that movie.
Darjan, I've not watched it. I've not watched it. No.
It like there's a lot of things to love about it, but to me, like the score is just anytime like you might get. I don't know, even if there's something not really happening with the plot, the score is just so good. I'm like, I am vibing out to this movie so hard right now. And I wanted to capture that a little bit with Chicken Man, just to have something that kind of feels and pushes a story like that with just the music happening in the background.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a big inspiration there. But speaking about the future of Chicken Man a little bit here, King Matthew III, my liege, is saying, is there plans for Chicken Man 2? If so, do you see Chicken Man being more brutal in the future? And before I give my answer, Connor, I'll throw this to you. Like, how do you feel about doing a feature? Do you think there's more story here to be had? What are your thoughts on the characters?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more story to be told here, and that's by design. We wanted to make something as this short film is a showcase for this new slasher villain. It's you don't get all the answers to who he is, what the Ghost Boy is in this short film, and again, that's by design. We want to keep some questions left unanswered, build up some mystery, and hopefully that'll get people interested in a feature-length film, which I would love to do. I'd love to write that and make that. And from what I've seen, people seem to really like Chicken Man. So hey, anything we can do to get towards that, I'm down for. I would love to do that.
I'm definitely so happy that it seems like the majority of people are really digging it. I was reading all the comments and stuff, and mostly positive things. I always do appreciate constructive criticism too, because it's like, how else are we supposed to get better without it? But Darjan, how do you feel? Would you want to get killed by Chicken Man again sometime in the future?
Nah, you know what? I don't know why. The whole time y'all was talking, I was just thinking about the Family Guy, Peter versus the chicken. And I'm just like, honestly, let's just turn this into let's just switch genres. No, I would love to go toe to toe with Chicken Man again. I think that, like Connor had just said, and pretty much Jake, like they left it kind of open ended to where, you kind of want to know what happens next. Like, what is this child objective? What is, why this couple, why this house, why this neighborhood? So like, there's a lot of those things that even myself, as someone who was in the movie, would love to see more of. And so I would love to even tackle that, or even in a different form, and play a different version of Carl or just another character. Like, I would love to see that tackled. And yes, of course, I would love to get bloody again. Okay.
Absolutely, man. Evil Dead 2013 style, like you were saying.
Listen,
earlier.
Please. Also, I was got to give a comment to Jake. Not even a comment, but just like a bro type of thing. Because I was watching the movie on my TV, and I was like, Chicken Man looking pretty buff. I ain't gonna say Chicken Man. I was like, Chicken Man got kind of a little stock on him. So I was like, I don't know. We might need to see a little bit more pick up somebody or something like that, you know? Because I don't know, it was. I think Connor had mentioned it earlier. There was also just something very intimidating about this guy, you know, or entity, whatever it is. It's just something intimidating, and I think that, like, you know, we got this mask on you, but then you also just have like your arms out, and like you're so bare. You're almost like so bare in the short. And you know, it's almost like that's intimidating in itself.
I love getting naked for my films. As
We know.
There was this. So speaking of, you know, it's really funny about that is there was a scene in like an earlier draft of Chicken Man where I was completely naked, and I popped out. I popped out of Connor's dreading this. I pop out of like a fake egg. Like I think there was a version of the script where like I knock somebody out and I like tie them up, and they like when they come to, they wake up and there's a giant like some kind of egg made out of like a bunch of bullshit or whatever, and I like pop out of it and I'm completely naked, covered in blood in the chicken mask, and I'm like walking towards them slowly with a knife, and they break out of it and kill me or something. But
Jake was gonna do Nosferatu before Nosferatu did.
Well, I told Connor, I'm like, dude, I'll get naked, man. We'll just show my ass, you know. We won't show anything else. And he's like, no. He's like, don't
Dude,
do that.
Wait,
you can't do that.
This is
I was so ready,
bro. Just calm down.
I mean, you shaved your head twice, so there's no limits to what you won't do.
Well, I can't shave my head anymore. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Jake shaved his head for a third time. Yeah, well that's expected. So I'm like, well now I got to get naked. You know, now I think that's the next step.
You gotta grow your hair out full blown, like all the way down to your shoulders, and then get naked, and then just completely out.
And then shave my head,
and then shave it.
Yeah, okay.
Or
That's
act
perfect.
like you're about to cut it off, and then put the scissors down and get like a tie and just put it in the bun.
Yeah. And take all my clothes off. Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want more than anything.
I would not be in that film, but yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough, man. Fair enough. but yeah, I see so many people asking questions about the short too, which does make me really happy. I just saw someone saying, Barb is asking about the backstory. Yeah, again, I don't want to say too much now if we do end up getting to do the feature, which would be awesome. But Connor and I know, have talked about a certain backstory we would love to do with him. Connor, I don't know. I guess I'll throw this to you for a sec. But is there anything you want to share about that without spoiling? You know, not spoiling anything about like what the dude is, but kind of diving into that a bit.
I will say this, and you brought up earlier about an earlier draft with the big egg, which, for those paying attention to details, Human Egg is the name of the channel that the film is on, the productions company. And that's one of the funniest phone calls I've ever gotten, is when you pitched that idea to me. But Chicken Man went through so many different drafts and changes. Originally, it was going to be an Easter themed slasher. And then there was another version where we had a bunch of people in a house celebrating buying a new house. There was a version with a flamethrower.
There was a version with a flamethrower. And just seeing like what survived, you know, from those earlier drafts. The hot tub scene has always been a fixture in the story, which again, amazing scene. There is going to be, you know, we're going to have a bunch of eggs, which would have smelled. That would have been terrible to clean up. The question was, I'm sorry, what was the question? I went off on a little thing. No, you got lost in the sauce there. No, yeah. Is there anything you want to reveal about Chicken Man? Because we also have someone asking about, is there a deeper meaning to why he has a chicken mask? You know, again, maybe no spoilers, but I think Connor and I do have an answer. We haven't answered all these things, but I'm just curious if you want to tease anything about his backstory to the folks at home.
I do, but I also want to keep things mysterious, because that's the whole point of the short film, is to build up this new character. What's he about? You know, who is he? Pique interest, and we're doing that. People are asking questions about who this guy is, and again, in the feature film, I would love to expand this guy, his story. What is the effigy? You know, what does it mean? What does it stand for? why is it, telling him to kill these people? I would love to expand that in a feature film. So I won't say much of anything because I'm excited to reveal all that in a feature. I would love to do that.
Yes. I won't say why, but there is a reason why. I don't even know what to say, but the chicken mask has some sort of significance, and we'll get into that in the future for sure. But I think what was cool about doing the short this way is that it's not at all what like the actual story of the film will be. This is kind of just like an isolated incident with this character. And if we were to do the full feature, it would dive a little more into this backstory, a little more into like other characters in this world that maybe know a little more about him and why he's doing what he's doing, why he's seeing what he's seeing. But again, I don't want to give anything away quite yet because I think it's it's almost one of those things where I feel like you could figure it out if you analyze the short a little bit, but it's very mysterious. We did it in a very subtle way so that no one would be able to figure it out immediately from a first watch. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to hopefully do more with the character in the future, and I'm really hyped with where it's at. I'm glad that so many people like it. So, and we also have someone talking about like the whole meaning on the fridge with the different papers of families. Hey, you might have noticed there was different pictures on the fridge when we cut back to it at different points. So that was all on purpose. So yeah, just there's so many little tiny details that you might have missed on the first watch. I think it's very rewatchable for that reason, which is fun. So,
for sure.
Oh yeah. But Darjan, I know that you and I have been talking about wanting to do some shorts in the future. Do you have anything coming up that you want to do or want to talk about yet, I should say?
Yeah. On top of my already busy life, there's a couple, I would definitely say that the Terrifier movies have definitely like just ignited something in me. And also working on this and just seeing how it feels like flawlessly we did it. But just seeing how hard we were, how good it was to just put this film together. There are some ideas I have of like slasher-esque type of film, almost like in the same vein as Chicken Man, but not necessarily. It has its own kind of backstory and stuff like that. But just stay tuned for that. We're trying to get some details together and things like that. Definitely need like another pass of the script, but probably going to be another 10-minute kind of short that kind of introduces the idea of something that I call the figure. And I'll leave it at that because there is a story that I would love to tackle with that. But, with that comes doing these smaller parts, which is these shorts and these smaller ideas to see where it can grow to. So please be on the lookout for that. I know me and Jake will definitely be working together, and Connor will all be working together on that too, and also just getting that out there and definitely be chatting about future shorts. But I'm always down to help these guys out with their shorts, and I know they're the same with me and vice versa. So yeah.
People already want to see Chicken Man fight the figure. So
I don't know. The figure might be a little bit more brutal.
Oh
than
shit!
Chicken Man. I don't know. Some of the things that I've kind of curated myself. He ain't got no pimple. I don't know. But listen, it is that the cheese grating idea definitely is something that I was like, damn, okay. That's how we come in with this film. And I don't think that the figure will have anything as grandiose as that, but I do think that there will be, I think there is a brutality to the figure that is very shocking, especially when you see what the figure is doing and is his mission and goal. I think that's where I'm like, all right, that is a good toe to toe right there, because Chicken Man might be good at killing, but the figure might be a little bit better.
Ooh, okay.
Might be. It just depends on how well we shoot it.
That sounds like some smack talk right there, Darjan. Now we have to do the versus movie.
Listen, Make it a Freddy versus Jason, the Chicken Man versus the figure. I'm down. I'm down to clown for that one. So.
Oh my god. I love it, man. No, that's great. We had a really good question from King Matthew too, asking what was the inspiration for Chicken Man? How'd you come up with the name? Well, just to kind of dive into that a little bit, and I'll kind of toss this off to everybody else, kind of get their 2 cents as well. But big thing for this was I wanted to do a slasher, which I feel like I don't know if this is a spoiler. Again, I'm really trying to tiptoe around things, but big thing was I love how versatile the Scream universe is. Like just how every single entry there's a new killer, there's like a new reason for someone to just get up and start killing, and I've really just been obsessed with that, talking about Scream here on the page. And honestly, I tried to think about like there's so many different reasons why you could, want to become a killer. And it almost makes you think like, well, could anybody just be a killer? And that's kind of, I'm getting into some territory here where I gotta shut my mouth.
You gotta shut up.
Yeah, where I'm like, okay, I gotta stop. But I think what's really cool about Chicken Man is that if it does become a franchise, it could be one of those things that I feel like is like Scream that could go on forever, and you could see more killers for some reason. Like that's all. Again, I'm already saying too much, but I think that would just be. I think it'd be really cool to continue this franchise because there's something special about something going on in that short. That might tease what I'm talking about here, but that's where it came from. And the chicken mask itself, I think it's less about the fact that it's a chicken mask. It's more of what is this? What is this thing that we're seeing here? I gotta shut up. But but big thing is honestly where the mask came from is it's something from like a long time ago. I got it at like a fair. And I just have always thought it was creepy. I would put it on and like you can see like people's mouths through it. And it's just like, it's gross. There's something wrong about it. There's something genuinely just creepy when you like just see someone with like a beak and then like you can see like teeth in there. It's kind of like when you look at a goose, when you like they have literal fucking teeth in there.
Yeah, they do.
It's gross. It's upsetting. So I guess I wanted to capture that. I've always felt like that mask was creepy. And now it's, there you go. Now it's the slasher villain. But, yeah, I don't know. Where do I get inspired from? Anything else? I mean, Black Christmas and Zombie were definitely big influences over this short for sure. Black Christmas is like one of my favorite slashers ever. I just love that movie so much. So, and I'll throw this question to everybody: what's your guys' favorite slasher movie?
Oh, why do you do this? Go ahead, Connor.
For me at least, it's got to be the original Halloween. It's older, it's not gory. It's very much not gory, but just the way it's stylized, the way it sounds, the way it looks, the atmosphere of it still holds up. There's a reason why it still holds up today, is because it's just it feels sophisticated in a way with this how not because you think of slash, you think of like a bloody hack 'em up, and that's not what that movie is. It's more atmospheric. It's building on tension. And I think that's just what makes it so effective, because there's a reason why that original film has stood the test of time, and it's always something I can come back to and enjoy watching. It's got to be my favorite slasher.
Darjan, I know you're a huge Child's Play fan. I know.
Yeah, I am a huge Child's Play fan. I do love Chucky. I don't love Chucky for the slasher reasons. I think I just love him because of how iconic he is. And, it's kind of like that Freddy Krueger where it's like you can quote a Chucky movie just like you can quote a Nightmare on Elm Street, and I almost feel like Chucky's more quotable in terms of what he says. He's just such a little shit, and he's the perfect little shit. But that's actually not my favorite slasher. Mine honestly is in the same realm as Connor's. I'm a Halloween 2018 stan.
There we go. Okay. Rock on, man.
I love the original, and I think that everything about the 2018, it reminds me so much of the original. And I think that they have honestly, and there's been a lot of movies that have been able to kind of bring back the franchise and make it something new and fresh. Scream did it, but Scream 5 and I think Halloween, they kind of came out around the same time, or at least roughly around the same time. And Halloween 2018 just felt more realistic. It just felt more powerful. It just seemed like all the cards were in the right place for that movie to happen, and it felt like a good continuation from the first Halloween. Like I totally feel like I can watch Halloween, skip all the movies, even though I love all of them, skip all the movies and go straight to Halloween 2018 and finish off, my kind of like Halloween recap or Halloween movie watch. Like those two are my favorite ever. I still to this day think that Michael Myers is one of the scariest slashers out there. Art the Clown's getting there for me. He definitely is. But Michael Myers, this is something intensely scary about him. And I think that 2018 just like elevated that concept from the original so well. So that's that's my vote. That's my vote.
I love the Halloween love, guys. Darjan, I almost thought for a second there, because we had talked about the franchise before, that Resurrection was your favorite. I know you're a big fan of that one.
I'm a huge fan of all the bad movies.
I just want you to out yourself on the channel. That's what I'm trying to do.
Listen, here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of all the original movies. But when you give me like a 4 or 5, where it's just complete, you get me in space, I'm there for it. I almost said Leprechaun. I almost said the Leprechaun series. That's like low key my guilty pleasure right there. That's my wine and crackers right there. But like in terms of like good movies, I got to give it to Halloween 2018.
Well, rock on, man. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Busta Rhymes beating the shit out of Michael Myers, as we all know.
Aww, like this is so stupid. It's so stupid.
I love that. It's a ridiculous movie. It's crazy. But Lighting Ghost is also hanging out with us, saying, was the Cheese Grater Killer reference to Evil Dead Rise? And yeah, Darjan's already on it there. Yeah. What's funny is Jess Dubois from Terrifier 3, she helped us out. She was a production consultant, kind of gave me some tips and tricks on, just running a set, which I'm very grateful for. She was awesome. Same, also got to give a shout out to Josh Petrino, who also helped us with a lot of post-production stuff. The Terrifier 3 folks were just an incredible asset with this movie. Couldn't have done it without him. So much love. But was the Cheese Grater Kill a reference? Yes, and I even asked her, I'm like, is that to Evil Dead Rise? Like, that movie just came out, and I loved it. The Cheese Grater scene was awesome. But I remember saying to myself, I'm like, I want to see someone, like, actually kill someone with a cheese grater. Like, I want to see them take it all the way to, like, grinding it down to, like, basically the skull, which was kind of the original goal. Darjan and Connor, I'll throw this at both of you, but do you guys remember that I was there was a scene where it's like we'd shaved it down, like we'd gotten so far into your skull or whatever. It was like we were gonna do a scene where we like punched through the skull, and like blood and brains were gonna spray out behind. That was like the original goal, to keep it different. But I don't know. How do you guys dig that scene though? You think that's like the best kill of the movie?
I mean, as someone who was a part of it, no, I think that. Just to go off of the original wasn't a reference. I think that, I think that's what's the beauty of it, that you're able to catch that it is a reference, but it's also not exactly the same. We're not making fun or trying to copy literally Evil Dead Rise. It's the fact that we took that one smidget of like a second scene and said, you know what, damn it, this is our final kill. And, to even think that far on top of an already established idea is, I think, what makes it my favorite kill. I think that it makes it memorable. And, in terms of, like, the original idea we had of, like, smashing it through my face, it's almost like, now that has to be in there, the whatever's next. Or, I want to see more of it because it's so, like, obscure, but it's also, like, Chicken Man doesn't have a machete.
No.
Chicken Man doesn't have a chainsaw. Chicken Man is full hands, just walking into people's houses and causing destruction. Kind of like Art the Clown, but, even Art has a bag full of stuff. Chicken Man picks up a brick and just, like, killing you. So I think what's really cool is that, Chicken Man is just using what he can And realistically, and he hits me over the head with a bottle. So to raid it just goes to show you how much more intense this character is because to raid my house while I'm sleeping in the next room, to raid my house, find a bottle, hide in my house, place all this stuff. Like, there are weapons on the floor. Like, if you look, there were just weapons on the
He just
floor.
took out anything he could have killed you with. He just threw it right on the ground. He was ready for you.
Like, it's just like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take that, and then to almost map out, to me at least, watching it, it's almost like he mapped out. Okay, well, you come into your kitchen, I'm gonna knock you upside the head with this bottle. I got this pile full of items, and whenever I feel like using, I'm gonna use it. And that's what made me like that kill so much more. It's almost like whenever I feel like using, I'm gonna kill you with. And that's why I love it. That's why I love it. I think that's fun.
And Connor, I'll throw that at you. How do you feel about just not only that kill, but just the idea that Chicken Man he doesn't have a weapon. He's not like Jason. He doesn't have a machete or anything. He just kind of uses whatever's in the environment. Whatever he can just get his hands on.
Yeah, and we wanted to make Chicken Man a resourceful slasher villain. And all 3 kills, we wanted them. With a short film like this, you want to impress with your 3 kills. And so we looked at it and was like, okay, well, how can we top ourselves with each kill? We get to the last kill, the cheese grater kill. There is a shot with the cheese grater coming right towards Darjan's face, and that big nod to Zombie, the scene with the wood through the woman's eye in the house. Big nod to that. But we were just trying to come up a way with, okay, this is the last kill of the film. How are we gonna top the other 2? We got to leave an impression. And Jake was just like, let's just grate his head down with the cheese grater. And obviously, again, you brought up that kill went through several different changes of how it was supposed to go. But funny story about that kill, when we were filming it, we had Darjan on the ground against the fridge, and I was in front of him and Jake with a big, it's kind of like a squirt gun thing.
Yeah. It was like a Nerf gun, wasn't it? It was something like that. Yeah.
It's kind of Nerf gun, and I'm on the ground. I got a tarp over me. I got tarp over me, and I'm trying to spray above Darjan, but the squirt gun jammed. And so I just frantically try to push the rest of it through because we don't have one. I mean, we can't just douse you with the hose and do it again. We have one shot at this at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's great, and it went everywhere. Because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna ruin it for everybody. So I just pushed as hard as I could against the squirt gun and just went all up the fridge, the wall, the ceiling. But yeah, I love that kill. I love the brutality of this killer that we've made about how resourceful he is. It makes him different. He doesn't have a signature weapon. He can find anything at his disposal to get you with. And it just makes him a formidable villain.
Connor's really trying to get over the fact that he sprayed blood all over the blinds and got it even into the dining room of my parents' house. He's really just. I'm just really holding him accountable for that. No, I'm just messing with you, man.
Well, I think what's so funny is that when we were doing that kill, it was so many hesitations before we all started, and I really wanted to keep my pajama pants, and I still got them. And I just remember looking at Jake. And Jake was like it's 2:00 in the morning. So Jake's like, "You ready to fucking do this, bro? You ready to do this?" And I'm just sitting there but wait, I really like these pants. Is this gonna get all over me? And Jake's like, "Yeah, you're gonna get bloody." He literally looked like this. He's like, "This is what you're gonna look like." And I was just like, "Do I need my pants for that?" I was like, "Can we add a scene where Chicken Man takes off my pants or just something?" And I wound up being able to keep them and stuff like that. But it was just all around. It's just from actor side, from director side, from villain side. We were all just we only got one shot.
Well, you actually so. Darjan, something I was reviewing the footage and a lot of behind the scenes stuff today. You did actually take your pants off, when we got to the blood.
Yeah,
so
I did.
And what's fun, what's so funny is you walk into the room, you have the pants on and stuff, but when we're filming the scenes of actually sawing into your face, you're just in your boxers. And I just remember it was so late at night, you're I don't give a fuck, I'm taking my pants off, it was one of those.
I'll tell you this too. Some behind the scenes also. We were filming so late, and it wasn't like late. Like it was like 10 o'clock or something like that. But like, I just go to bed very easily, so I fell asleep a lot during this process. Like the whole kill, were out. Like everything outside, I was knocked out on Jake's couch just talking to myself.
The first night, the first night you were just well, you came over because we're like we won't need you till like the second half of the shoot because we were filming the conversation between you and Allie. That was what we did first for that night. And I remember you came over at like maybe like 10, 11 o'clock or something, and we're like, yeah, we don't need you for like maybe like an hour and a half or something, and we shoot that scene with Allie outside. I go back in, you are like actually snoring on the couch, like you were like doing this, and I'm like, dude,
I died.
I didn't want to wake you. You looked so peaceful.
And listen, we was just sitting there waiting, and then like I remember we had to film again because I was a little too tired during that first night. That first night when I'm like talking to Allie, I remember I was like, this is not my best acting. I hope that they just asked me to redo it. I need an energy drink or something. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna film this section. You know, this is great. But we're gonna film this section again tomorrow. And I was like, thank God. Because I had sleep in my eyes. Like, no, Jake, let me actually act. No, actually, let me be sleepy during the scene. But yeah, when I was waiting, I was knocked out, and I don't even remember it. I just woke up, and they were like, "Dude, you were talking to yourself." I was like, "Yeah, I was running through my lines. That's all." That's all I was doing.
I think you know, and Connor, I'm so sorry. I if you want to speak to, I will let you in 2 seconds. I just had like. I had the funniest story that just popped into my brain. Troy, who is the little kid in the short, he was with us like all night, and we got all of his scenes done before midnight, which is that is a rule. You're supposed to do that with child actors. Yeah. We got all of his scenes done, but he didn't want to go to bed. He was still hanging out with us. You know, he was running around with us all night, which was so cool. And we get Darjan, I think we had gotten to your scenes that night around like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like that conversation with you and Allie, which was so like we're all just so exhausted at that point, right?
We're all so tired.
We're also exhausted, ready to go to bed. And I remember we're doing a take. I can't even remember what it was, but we were in that hallway. Like I think we were just filming you walking through that hallway. And you know, Troy comes up to me and he's like, are you guys using that chair that Darjan was sitting on? Like, can I go sit down for a minute? I'm like, yeah, of course, buddy. You know, don't worry about it. It's all good. We do a take for 30 seconds. It was like, action, and then you just kind of like walk through the hall. It was like, okay, cut, we're good. Take a second, do a reset. Let's try it again. And I walk back out. He is like snoring asleep on the recliner, and I'm like, dude, it wasn't even 60 seconds, and he's like. Just out. I was like, I feel so bad. We got to start doing some day shoots next time.
Jake's house. It also doesn't help that it was like 3 in the morning. And you're like we're acting. I'm just like, man, this couch real comfortable now that I'm sitting in it. Like, it was great. I had a grand time. I just was knocked out for half of it. Like, I knocked out for half of it, woke up, did a scene with Allie. And then Jake's looking at me with blood all over him, talking about, bro, you want Taco Bell?
Yeah.
He's like, they're open. You want Taco Bell or Sheets? Or what, you hungry? Like, it was a great time. I had such a good time.
Yeah, and just the energy that Jake had when we filmed. Like, again, we went the first night, we went to, I believe it was 5 in the morning. We went the first night.
Yeah.
And the second night, I think we got done like 8 in the morning. Everything was like finally finished. But just the second night we were shooting, where we were setting up Darjan's kill with the cheese grater in the kitchen. That kill took about an hour-ish to set up the prosthetic on Darjan. And the whole time Jake is jumping around like, yeah, we're going to kill you. We're going to drench you in blood. We're going to grate your face. He's just jumping around. Again, just, you love being around that contagious energy. When you're making something, especially when you're doing something late at night like this, and you spent hours filming and setting up scenes and just having that energy. No, but funny story about setting stuff up is, I think you alluded to earlier, we almost got the cops called on us, and I'm just trying to think how we would have explained that to the cops. Is that something I could discuss, or is it just?
Yeah. We it was when we were filming the opening scene, right?
Yeah. We were filming the opening scene where Eric Harness couldn't be here, but another great person to be with. He was just full of energy. Loved being with him on set. It's him running down the street, and we're setting up that kill in the front yard. And we were parking cars of all like the cast and crew to get them off of the driveway to Jake's house. And Jake and Madison, who had worked on special effects and makeup, they went around the entire day just to talk to the neighbors, say, hey, we're making a horror film tonight. We're going to be shooting in the street. There might be some loud noises. Please, don't call the cops. And everyone was cool, except there was one house they didn't go to because they were both the people living there were not home. And that night, we had one of our PAs, Trent, my guy, nicest guy.
Yeah.
A low miscommunication. He parked a car in their driveway, and as we're setting up Eric's death with the brick, we look over and we see the people of the house just standing outside with their phones, and Trent's like, dude, they're calling the cops. And I immediately had to rush over and just be like, no, please don't do that.
Don't do that, please.
How do you explain a guy in the street with a chicken mask covered in blood, overalls, and a giant pimple on his belly button? How do you explain that to law enforcement? How do you do it?
You can't.
No.
You can't. That's the one time where if y'all was outside and I was inside, y'all would have to call me to talk to the cops. Like, that's the one time where I have to come out and be like, hey, dude, it's safe. A movie.
We're filming a movie. We're killing our friend with the brick. It's good.
It's fine. Everything's
good.
Fine.
It's goofy. We just filming a movie, bro. I promise they're not real killers. I wouldn't be here.
I would have ran away. Would have been out of here.
I would have been gone, officer. You already know. Been gone.
Oh my god! But that was so funny and such a ridiculously stressful way to start the shoot. Of course, like that happens.
Like an hour in.
That was like not even an hour in, and we're getting the cops called on us for like the one thing out front too. It's like everything else was in the backyard or in the house. It was a fun scene. But guys, before we wrap up here too, I'll throw this to Darjan first. What is there any final thoughts or just anything else you want to share about Chicken Man before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah. Final thoughts. Thank you guys for watching it. Thank you guys for supporting young filmmakers. I know it's a lot to ask, it feels like, especially in this economy and this world that we live in with everything going on. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you as a young actor. Thank you for watching it, enjoying my performance, not enjoying it. Either way, I appreciate you for taking the time to see my beautiful black face in this movie. I hope that there's a light for this afterwards, and I hope to be a part of it. This is a really special movie, I think, for all of us. Just real quick, I know that me and Jake and Connor and us, we were all coming from another movie idea that kind of like it was falling through the cracks a little bit, and so we all wanted to just kind of like take like a fresh slate at an original idea, something completely different or similar but completely different from the last idea, and really just rack our brains around just creating this new concept, this new idea, this new movie. And there's multiple times me and Jake went to the gym, or Jake came to my apartment, and it was always this like think tank of I have this idea about a slasher. The next day, I have this idea he's gonna be a chicken. The next day, he gonna be an egg. The next day, you gonna get your cheese grated. But it's just something so infectious about the fact that we want to make these movies for y'all, but also for ourselves. There's a lot of healing that comes from getting these projects done and having this product of Chicken Man. This is part of my reel for sure. And I'm very grateful for it. I sent it to, like I said, my students got to see it today, and they were blown away and laughing and also disgusted and all that stuff by what they saw. So thank you guys so much for watching it, and please check us out for anything else that we come up with.
Hell yeah, and I'll throw that to Connor too. Any last thoughts on Chicken Man there?
Yeah, I'll try to keep this not going on and on forever, but You, Darjan, hit it on the head that, this is what we want to do. We want to tell stories. We want to come up with new ideas, stuff that we would love to see on a big screen, movies that we've never seen. And just the fact that I get to be a part of this creative process where I can write a story and tell it and it come on screen, especially working with such a talented group of people, actors, cast, crew, people behind the scenes in front of the camera. I've always loved telling stories, writing stories, and just to have have people like something you did. It just confirms that you're doing something right. And I would love to do a feature of this. I would love to tell more stories. And a big thank you, not just to the casting crew, but to everyone who watched this short film, everyone who took 10 minutes out of their day just to watch our goofy little movie about a guy in a chicken mask. That's 10 minutes you took out of your busy schedule to watch this movie. And hopefully you came out with something from it and that you want to see more, because we would love to do more. We would love to tell more stories. So just from the bottom of my heart, from everyone who was involved, thank you so much for letting us do this. Thank you so much.
Yes, 100% agreed, Connor. I absolutely love that. I gotta say, if you're wondering about the strange woman behind me, this is Allie, who is also in the film. You're all good. You're admittedly a little late to the stream, but it's all good. We still love you. Thank you for being here. Here you go. I'll send it over to you. Do you have any thoughts on Chicken Man? Anything you want to tell the world about this short film?
I would say, first of all, watch it. Second of all,
watch it. Yeah.
Second of all, I had a great time filming with you guys. Don't be in hot tubs for more than an hour. I didn't know about that. I don't do hot tubs, so I got sick for like 3 days after. My own fault. That's all I got right now.
That's all.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't get in hot tubs for too long. Allie, thank you so much for coming over. I'm so sorry. We're just wrapping this up. I feel bad.
No, they're good.
It's all good. Well, we'll have a little after party.
Yeah,
so.
my laptop wouldn't work.
Oh, that really? Oh, that's no good. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm just gonna come.
All right, hey, rock on. The laptop did not work, but thankfully she made it, which is great, guys. Better late than never, as they say. But guys, definitely go check out Chicken Man. It's over on the Human Egg Productions channel. And again, hopefully we'll have some more things to talk about, more projects in the future. We're already planning something, Connor and I at least. So hopefully we get to shoot it sometime later on this year. But so much love to you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Again, see Chicken Man and Connor, Darjan, Allie. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys. Have a nice night, everybody. Don't forget to kill it out there. Peace out.